jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge.
Okay.
Welcome back to the channel. Today's case is a wild ride into a world of so-called sovereign citizens and the courtroom chaos they create. Meet Mr. Daly, a man pulled over for having a fictitious license plate bearing the word traveler on it. Yeah, you heard that right. Traveler. He refused to provide ID or insurance, claiming he doesn't consent to any of this, and then actively resisted officers during the stop. But here's where it gets interesting. The judge isn't having any of the sovereign citizen nonsense and immediately goes after prosecution for vague, conclusory statements in their report. We're talking about a judge demanding facts, not fluff. Then things take a turn when we find out Mr. Daly quit his truck driving job, a great paying gig, because he claims his employer was docking his paycheck without reason. The judge, trying to inject some common sense into this man's life. Stick around because this case is equal parts frustrating and fascinating.
Officers initiated a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas for a vehicle having a fictitious plate bearing the word traveler on it. During the stop, the defendant refused to provide identification or insurance information, stating, "I do not consent to any of this." Officers attempted to remove the defendant from the vehicle, and the defendant actively resisted until he was detained.
That's very conclusory. Actively, what did you say?
Actively resisted.
Okay, I need more than that. Give me more, Alice.
So I reviewed the body cam this morning from the officer who initiated the traffic stop. The defendant.
No. You can't do that. No. It has to be in the report. In the DIMS, he has to say more than just a conclusory statement about what happened.
In the DIMS, it states that the officer attempted to pull the defendant out of the vehicle with him actively resisting and pulling away from the officer and other deputies. And the defendant continued by turtling his arms as they got him to the ground.
All right, let's pause here because this exchange is gold. The judge just shut down the prosecutor for using what's called a conclusory statement. What does that mean? Basically, the prosecutor said Mr. Daly actively resisted, but the judge wants specifics. You can't just say someone resisted. You have to describe how they resisted. Did they pull away? Did they swing at officers? Did they go limp? The judge is demanding details. And this is exactly how the legal system is supposed to work. Vague accusations don't cut it. The prosecutor then clarifies that Mr. Daly pulled away from officers and turtled his arms, meaning he tucked his arms under his body to prevent being handcuffed. That's the kind of detail the judge was looking for. This is a masterclass in holding the prosecution accountable. Props to this judge for not letting lazy police reports slide. What do you think? Should judges always demand this level of detail? Or is it slowing down the process? Drop your thoughts below.
All right. Better. But you telling me that he actively, it's a conclusory statement and we need more, right? It's like saying, okay, he was speeding. Really? How fast?
Yes, Judge.
So that's why conclusory statements don't fly, but that's enough. Okay, Mr. Daly, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do you have a Texas driver license? Can you run his license, please, guys?
He's eligible to ride.
Okay. Do you have liability insurance in your name?
That's right.
And you can't drive. Once you get insurance, I will happily allow you to drive. It's all I'm doing is trying to protect the public and trying to protect you in the event that you get into an accident. They don't care whether you're traveling, whether you're whatever, however you want to term it. If you get into an accident and you do some catastrophic damage, they're going to come after you. They're going to sue you, try to take you for everything you got. And that's why for $50 a month, you pay for someone to represent you in the event that you do get an accident. And depending on how much you pay, you're covered $50,000, $150,000. So,
okay, this is where the judge drops some serious knowledge. Mr. Daly doesn't have liability insurance, and the judge is explaining why that's a problem, not just legally, but practically. Here's the deal. In Texas, liability insurance is required by law. If you're caught driving without it, you face fines, license suspension, and even jail time in some cases. But the judge goes beyond the legal requirement and breaks down the real-world consequences. If Mr. Daly gets into an accident and causes catastrophic damage, say he totals someone's car or worse, injure someone, he is personally liable. That means lawsuits, wage garnishments, and financial ruin. The judge is essentially saying, for $50 a month, you can avoid losing everything you own. Notice the judge's tone here. It's not punitive. It's educational. He's trying to get Mr. Daly to see the bigger picture. And honestly, this is the kind of practical, no-nonsense advice everyone should hear. Do you think Mr. Daly will actually get insurance, or is this going in one ear and out the other? Let us know.
All I'm asking you to do is follow the law. I'm not going to put any other conditions on you. No drugs, no alcohol. I don't know. All I want you to do is get insurance. If you can do that, I'll allow you to drive. So the only condition now is just don't drive until you get insurance. Once you get insurance, show it to me. I'll take your no driving restriction off and then do whatever you want. You need a lawyer to represent you there. So what are you doing these days?
Right now,
Do you work? No? Okay, why not? What were you doing?
truck driver.
That's a great job. Don't you make a ton of money truck driving? Why would you quit? You make it.
Taking money from my check.
Oh, I see. Child support?
No,
What?
they said they overpaid me, and they never, they was taking $170 out of my check for no reason. They never gave me anything to.
Hold up. Let's unpack this because it's getting interesting. Mr. Daly was working as a truck driver, which, as the judge correctly points out, is a great job with solid pay. But he quit. Why? According to him, his employer was deducting $170 from his paycheck, claiming they overpaid him, and he never signed anything agreeing to it. Now, here's where this gets tricky. If an employer overpays you, whether through a payroll error or otherwise, they are legally allowed to recoup that money. However, they typically need to follow specific procedures, including notifying you and, in some cases, getting your consent before making deductions. If Mr. Daly never signed anything and wasn't properly notified, he might actually have a legitimate grievance. But instead of disputing it through HR or legal channels, he just quit. The judge is about to hit him with some hard truth about this decision. Was quitting justified, or did Mr. Daly just shoot himself in the foot? What do you think? Comment below.
Isn't there a place that you can go to dispute that?
I have no clue. You tell me. You tell me.
HR. Go to HR, go, hey man, this is why my check should be what it is. If they rightfully underpaid you, then they should, give you what you rightfully are owed. If they did overpay you, that's like equally not fair though, right? So what's good for the goose, good for the gander, so if you quit just in spite.
I was really I had 2 weeks notice in. I was gonna quit before because I was going to another job.
And here comes a reality check from the judge. Mr. Daly is sitting there saying, I have no clue where to dispute this. And the judge responds with the most logical, straightforward answer. Go to HR. This is such a simple solution, yet Mr. Daly apparently never considered it. The judge breaks it down beautifully. If the employer underpaid you, they owe you. If they overpaid you, you owe them. What's good for the goose is good for the gander, meaning fairness works both ways. But then Mr. Daly backtracks and admits he was already planning to quit because he had another job lined up. So, was this really about the paycheck deduction, or was it just a convenient excuse? The judge is clearly skeptical, and honestly, so am I. This whole situation feels like Mr. Daly made an impulsive decision without thinking through the consequences. Do you think he had a legitimate grievance, or was he just looking for a reason to leave? Let's hear your take.
You need someone to represent you, right? We'll give you time for you to get a lawyer. We'll give you a month, but when you come back, you need a lawyer to represent you, okay? So, Mr. Daly, now I'm going to have you just sign this promise to us that you're not going to drive until you get liability insurance. So get it, bring it back to me, show me that you have insurance with your name on it, and then I'll take this off.
I get it today.
You come back to me today. If you to get it within the next hour and a half, show it to me, I'll take it off now. We get plenty of people that I put this restriction off, and then within the next hour and a half, they call some insurance company. They're able to get the policy. We are able to verify it, and then I take the restriction off. I'm just asking you to follow the law. That's it. Not anything crazy.
This is where the judge shows exactly how reasonable he's being. He's not throwing the book at Mr. Daly. He's not piling on unnecessary conditions like drug tests or curfews. He's literally asking for one thing: get liability insurance. That's it. And here's the kicker. The judge makes it clear that if Mr. Daly can get insurance within the next hour and a half, he'll lift the driving restriction immediately. The judge even points out that plenty of people have done exactly that in the past. All it takes is a phone call to an insurance company, proof of coverage, and boom, you're good to go. This is a judge bending over backwards to make compliance easy. He's not being vindictive or punitive. He's just enforcing the law in the most practical way possible. So the question is, will Mr. Daly take advantage of this opportunity, or will he continue down the sovereign citizen path and make things harder for himself? My money's on the latter, but we'll see. What do you think he'll do? Vote in the comments.
Judge, is that state's bond condition?
No, I'm just going to have him sign this affidavit here. That's it. Okay. I will have you sign this. Promised us. We'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll let you out. And then you're good to go. Just whenever you're ready to come back, come back. All right, good luck, Mr. Daly.
Galindo?
And that's a wrap on this case. Let's summarize what just went down. Mr. Daly was pulled over for driving with a fictitious traveler license plate, a hallmark of the sovereign citizen movement, and refused to provide ID or insurance, claiming he didn't consent after actively resisting officers. He was charged with interference with the duties of a public servant, facing up to 6 months in jail and a $2,000 fine. The judge found probable cause to move forward, but here's where things get interesting. Instead of going hard on Mr. Daly, the judge took a remarkably reasonable approach. He ordered Mr. Daly not to drive until he gets liability insurance, explaining in clear, practical terms why insurance matters, not just legally, but to protect Mr. Daly from financial ruin if he causes an accident. The judge even offered to lift the restriction immediately if Mr. Daly could get insurance within the next hour and a half. No drug tests, no alcohol restrictions, just one simple requirement: follow the law. Then we learned that Mr. Daly quit his truck driving job, a great paying gig, because his employer allegedly deducted $170 from his paycheck without his consent. The judge offered straightforward advice: go to HR and dispute it. But Mr. Daly admitted he was already planning to quit anyway, which raises questions about whether this was a legitimate grievance or just an excuse. The judge gave him a month to get a lawyer and come back to court, and honestly, this judge showed incredible patience and fairness throughout. The big question now: will Mr. Daly follow through, get insurance, and handle this case properly, or will he continue down the sovereign citizen rabbit hole and make things worse for himself? If you found this case as wild as we did, smash that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the judge was too lenient, or is this the right approach? And don't forget to subscribe for more unbelievable courtroom breakdowns. We'll catch you in the next one.